Am I the asshole for feeling neglected while my mother spoils my sister? Hey Reddit, I'm a 17-year-old guy navigating through a family situation that's leaving me torn and wondering if I'm overreacting. Using a throwaway because, well, family drama is about to unfold. So, let me paint you a picture of what's going on in my world. My mom, who's 42, has unintentionally set up this bizarre dynamic between me, let's call me Jake, and my younger sister, Emily, who's 12. It's like living in two different worlds under the same roof. Emily's living the high life, I kid you not. It's like she's got a backstage pass to the universe of the latest gadgets, designer clothes, and whatever else a 12-year-old's heart desires. You name it, she's got it. Meanwhile, I'm here navigating my teenage years with what feels like a good luck, son, from mom. Now, I get it, independence is important. I'm not asking to be handheld through every moment of my life. But there's a fine line between fostering independence and just leaving your kid to fend for himself, right? It's not just about the material stuff, although that's a part of it. It's this feeling of being on the outskirts while Emily gets the spotlight. Mom's rationale is that I need to learn to navigate life on my own, and while that's true to some extent, it feels like she's taken it to the extreme. Imagine this, Emily gets the latest iPhone, and I'm over here with a phone that's practically a relic from a bygone era. She's rocking designer clothes, and I'm doing my best to put together a decent wardrobe with whatever hand-me-downs I can find. It's like living in two different realities within the same house. I've tried talking to mom about it, expressing how it feels like she's playing favorites, and her response is always the same, she's just trying to let me grow independently. Now, I'm not an expert on parenting, but is this really the way to go about it? I feel like I'm missing something here. The neighbors have started giving us weird looks, and I've caught wind of family members dropping hints about how mom might be going overboard with the whole spoiling Emily situation. I don't want to sound ungrateful or like some entitled teenager, but it's getting harder to ignore. In our small town, where everyone seems to know everyone else's business, this family drama is becoming the talk of the town. People are forming opinions, and it's affecting the way they interact with us. Some are giving me sympathetic looks, others are avoiding the topic altogether, and a few have straight up asked me about what's going on at home. Here's the thing, I don't want to be the source of gossip, and I definitely don't want to paint mom as some sort of villain. She's doing what she thinks is right, and I appreciate that. But it feels like she's inadvertently creating a divide between me and Emily, and I'm the one stuck in the middle. I love my sister, and I want the best for her, but it's tough to see her get all these things while I'm left feeling like the forgotten son. Am I the jerk for feeling this way? I can't shake the thought that maybe I'm blowing things out of proportion or that I should just suck it up and deal with it. So, Reddit, I'm turning to you for some honest opinions. AITA for feeling neglected while mom spoils my sister? Is there something I'm not seeing or understanding here? I just need some guidance in this family drama that seems to be spiraling out of control.
Roommate has her boyfriend over all the time. I, 21F, live with two other roommates, 22F. One of them has her boyfriend over all the time. He is here every day for any amount of time. My other roommate and I have realized that they'll wake up and immediately sit on the couch up watching movies until 11 p.m. or until she has to go to work. I come home from work, he's there. I come home from class, he's there. I wake up and go downstairs, he's there. It seems like he is just always there, and we are beginning to feel uncomfortable having this man that we didn't ask to be with around all the time. We don't feel comfortable cooking, eating downstairs, and can't even sit on the couch because they'll sprawl out on it. When the semester was in session, they'd be downstairs doing their homework at the counter, so we can't even eat there. We are just tired of seeing him every single day. We just want to be able to enjoy the living room, be able to come downstairs, and not find a man. Of course having a boyfriend over is fine, but every day, always spending the night feels excessive. Am I wrong?
Am I the asshole for not apologizing to my mom after she stole my money? I, 16M, am part of my school's prom committee. And to raise money for it we planned a bake sale. I had to make cookies for it for when it happened. As I was about to make them on the weekend, I realized I didn't have some of the supplies to make them, and as my mom was about to go food shopping, I gave her my card, which had £120 on it, to get them, as the cost of them were around £20. When she came back, she handed me my card and stuff for the cake pops, but she also had a bunch of euro notes in her hands and was flexing. I didn't think anything of it, as she and my siblings were going on holiday the next 2 days. I had to stay in the country due to exams. 2 days later they left for vacation, and 3 days into their vacation I went to draw out money from my card so I could buy more essentials for the house, but was only met to see £20 in my account. I was shocked, and I immediately put 2 and 2 together, realizing that my mum took £80 from my account when she was only supposed to take £20. I quickly messaged my mum why there was only £20 in my account. She replied later, due to time zone differences, with, "My bad, I'll send 50 right now." The next day I checked my account, still no money was added to the account. I was upset with what she did, especially since she doesn't put any money in my account. My dad does, plus I was planning to buy Christmas presents for my parents and my nan. I messaged her again about it. She said she would send £40, but when I checked, nothing was added. Then on Tuesday early morning my mum and sisters came back from their vacation. I admit that I wasn't all smiles, as I was just woke up, still upset about the money and also suffering from period cramps. I only said morning with a glum expression. My sisters were already on their way our bedroom before they even realized I was being moody, but my mum quickly realized and asked me, "What's wrong?" and said, I should be happy to see them, which I replied with, "Money." She knew what I was talking about and said, "What's the problem?" I told you I'll give you 40 tomorrow. She did not tell me that, by the way. I said, "The problem is you taking it without me knowing." She went on a tirade, calling me ungrateful and to not ask her for anything again or expect presents from her, which didn't make sense to me as my dad was the one paying for them anyways. I ignored her remarks, and I do admit that I was being immature here, as after her tirade I labeled the stuff that I bought with the money I had left after her heist with the words, "Don't touch." I barely afforded it with the pennies Mum left me with, and I left to go to school. After school ended, on my way back I went to an ATM to check my balance one more time, and still nothing added to it. I felt more annoyed than angry, and I carried on walking home. When I arrived I was greeted by my mother and told to sit down in the living room. I did. She then asked, "What's wrong?" "I'm gonna give the money back to you." I said, "I'm not upset you took the money, I'm upset you took it without telling me you did and why you needed it." She said, "I didn't steal it, I borrowed it without telling you." I was so confused. Isn't taking something without the person knowing took it the definition of stealing? She also claimed that my tone was aggressive when I talked with her in the morning. Anyways, the argument literally went nowhere and resulted in her saying not to ask anything from her again and to talk to my dad from now on after she gives my money back, since I want to label stuff in the house. She gave me £40 in cash and said she'll give the rest the next day. And these past few days she's been deliberately only ordering fast food and basically left the cupboard practically empty of food for her and my sisters, so I won't have food paid by her since I'm the boss and act like I own everything. Her words. She also stopped communicating with me and only texts me. I've been staying in my room even more than I used to, while my sisters and my mom are in the living room and only come out when everyone else goes to sleep, as every time I do while I'm there I feel a hostile energy, so I end up leaving as they all want me to apologize to my mom. Fed up, I told my dad and my maternal nan about it. My dad's mad about it and what she's doing, saying he already gives my mum £300 in child support and gave her £100 additional to it for her holiday with my sisters, so he's confused as to why she took money from me. He's also sending her money to pay for my share of the meals she's ordering. My nan is disappointed at my mum but ultimately wants us to talk and try to talk. I tried to do that, but my mum still thinks Ida and I should apologize to her, but I don't want to. So Ida? Edit 1. I've seen many comments saying my dad should start sending money directly into my bank account. But my card is cash point, meaning I can only withdraw money at ATM/cash machines and can't pay/order stuff online, plus the nearest ATM near me that isn't broken and doesn't charge you for using it, is a 40 minutes walk away. But when I stay at my nan's house I'll tell him to do so, as there's an ATM next to her house. Update. Today it was me and my younger sister, 12, at home as my older sister and my mum went to work and has been acting normally. And this evening my mum came back from work with food shopping and takeout for my sister and for me too, paid by my dad, and she did talk to me but not about the situation but said she put the other £40 she took back into my account. I'm wondering whether I should show her the post, but I'm hesitant as the last time I ranted about family life privately on one of my social media accounts, on TikTok, she found it while on my phone and embarrassed me by showing my account to my sisters and questioned why I felt the way I did. And now if I stop talking to her or reply with short answers to her when my social battery is low, she always say, "You had so much chat for TikTok but can't talk now," so I may end up deleting this post if it picks up too much attention in case it reaches her. Honestly, this year she hasn't been acting her usual self and we've had way more conflicts this year than I've had with her in previous years. I'm also seeing many comments saying that Elle should live with my dad, but he lives in a shared house with other people and only has one room for himself, the rest is communal. Also, my dad was low-key terrible to me and my sisters when I was younger and when he lived with us and nitpicked everything, but had gotten better in recent years though.